Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever. This is a ladder game on Regular 6 Highlands between Zlo and ThomasHiatt. Thomas is Aeon and Zlo is UEF. A couple of channels you should check out. Medicraze. He has a lot of really cool videos and gets almost no views. It's actually a bit ridiculous, so you can find his channel, a link to his channel on my channel. Also, there's the sentence caster, Hildegard, and he's done a couple sentence casts, so that's cool to have a dedicated sentence caster. If you're interested in sentence, who isn't? Well, a few people aren't, but you know, it's a very cool channel. He's a good caster and already has a good setup, which is strange. Usually the first videos are terrible for most casters, but his are actually good, and the sound quality and stuff is nice. Anything else? No, can't really think of anything else. Any other channels that I saw recently? So let's see the game then. Regular, obviously. We have the two expansions to the left or the right. Plateau expansion, very important. A few plateaus around the place to be dropped. Sneaky hydro, no one builds. And Tom's going for a lab. This is his fourth unit, no, his fifth. And he's sending an energy across the map quite quickly, and he's going to grab a mechs and he's going to go try steal the juicy reclaim, T2 transport, and some tanks. So I think there are strikers there. On the opposite side we have Aurora. So actually we have the Aeon player here and the UEF player. I guess with these transports it looks like they're flying that way, so maybe they're in the wrong position, but close enough. And we had a change to reclaim as well, so that it's displayed differently. And this is the result, so look at that. So it actually looks like it crashed when you have reclaim on the map. From the start of the game, it used to be that it would just look like there was no death animation. Already 3 factories up for Zlo, same for Thomas. Thomas actually ahead on factories. He's going to get his land factory up a bit sooner than Zlo. And we also have many, oh, that's a lot of flares. 2 up the middle, and there's a striker here. I have an engineer to mid for Zlo, while Thomas is going this way. He has 2 labs on this side, 2 labs up the middle. Aurora going across the water. Very nice Aeon advantage on this map. And, well, not a hugely important advantage, but it's always nice. The small things can matter a lot. And the bomber's coming towards Zlo's base. Where's the scout though? I think the scout just got, yes, it just got killed by this Inti. And now the Inti, oh nice, nice from Thomas so far. Zlo's trying to micro against it, and now he loses an engineer that was reclaiming. A few rocks gonna be not grabbed now. And ooh, oh, he actually got 3 engineers there. So that's 4 engineers total. Excellent bomber, very nice. And this engineer decides not to cross the pond because he knows the labs are about. He could actually get this engineer because this engineer is still coming. You can see a radar planned probably for this engineer. Let's take a look. Indeed. And still there's the air fight going on. And it's basically even, but that bomber was nice. Very nice bomber. Continuing T on land spam in the base. This tank has killed something. This gets cut out. The engineer has now arrived at the reclaim, has stolen all of it, and now he's going to try build a base. And now you can see the 2 players' commands overlaid on each other. Thomas just gonna grab a couple of mexes. And he plans to hide in the corner. This here is water. It's extremely difficult to see, and there's actually trees in the water, which does not help you really figuring out that it's water. But it is water. So you can actually kind of hide your aurora back here. You can kind of kite in there. It's probably not a good idea in most scenarios. So another land factory. That's a lot of land in the base right now. And Thomas with a huge score lead. He can pay for all this thanks to the reclaim. 2,000 mass reclaimed. He is struggling for mass. Maybe a bit too much. Maybe not enough engineers. And also, oh, he's also making a mechs as well as all this land. And we have a factory in the expansion. There's a nice rock here to grab. And there's actually quite a lot of rocks around the cliffs here, which you should grab if you can. Auroras, but serious lack of scouts. There's only one land scout. That's a big problem. Big problem. These Aurora just have to chill, honestly. You can't send them across. I mean, this one, maybe he's looking for the engineer. He could go hide in the water, that'd be nice. Or he can't be attacked by tanks until he basically forces a bomber to come out, maybe. Or he can just kind of hide there, and then maybe in a minute he can send an air scout and then try and snipe an engineer around there. That would be an option. Doesn't look like he's going to the water though. This tank here has now killed an engineer that was expanding. He didn't see it. I think he had vision on it though at different points. And now actually ThomasHiatt in middle with his ACU. It looks like he may have... I'm not sure if Zlo got this mid reclaim, but I think he may not have got all of it. Nice drop from Zlo. Drops Arties. So he doesn't have to build a factory to expand and get all of this mass reclaim and mexes. And he drops 2 engineers on the hydro. No, just 1 engineer on the hydro. And over here we have a completely undefended engineer. Just captured the couple Aeon mexes that were here, and an Aurora takes them out. So this is, and now this engineer is still around. So Zlo's gonna lose some of these mexes. On the other side we have a raid. A couple engineers have died, and radar probably went down. But reinforcements able to cross the water and defend, and there's still 2 engineers here. Looks like, oh, we had a drop, so no artillery here from Thomas. And an air fight. Thomas actually getting a lot of free shots in behind these inties. That's, oh, Zlo's only now realized, and he actually may lose air for that. He had more air, but actually, yeah, he still has more. Now Thomas is not going to get away at this point. But it may actually have been worth it. This tank has now killed all the mexes around here. And can keep raiding. No tanks here. We need some tanks. Now maybe Zlo can get his own raid, but there's 4 Aurora here. Thomas is going to have to micro pretty carefully to make sure he gets all of these kills. He should try and hide the engineer. But actually Zlo gets both engineers and now is trying to raid the expansion. And another drop, so that's nice. A lot of drops. Thomas using his commander to move into this expansion. But he has lost this one. He can't really allow this PD to go up. That would be quite annoying. Looks like he's dropping here. We need... oh, we have a T2 HQ done already for Zlo. And 2 support factories almost complete now. So that is going to be nice production, nice infrastructure. And you can see why he has so few units. He has invested in that. Thomas, meanwhile, has T2 mechs. No T2 land at all. And he has no T2 land when Zlo is about to have 3 T2 land factories. Well, this gets taken out. And Thomas keeps this expansion. He's going to need an engineer to expand here. You can see how much slower he is here to take this compared to Zlo. Although Zlo, maybe Zlo was a bit idle with his engineer. Should have been able to take this a while ago. but didn't have to invest in a factory, which is nice. Have another drop. He's going to look to take the plateaus. There's no defenses on them. Do have a radar. Oh, this PD should be finished. I don't know why it was cancelled. Misclick there. Still no T2 land. Where all the T2 land at? And this is, it's going to be nasty. We still Thomas has some of these mexes. He's going to lose them now. But the pillars are coming and they're spreading all over the map. Thomas has control of mid and is moving forward with this ACU. Doesn't have any upgrades and just has a T1 land force with a decent mix. No artillery though. So let's see how many pillars we have though. 13 pillars now. And nice production. Not wasting mass. Spending all of it more or less. It's a lot of pillars. But it looks like Thomas has actually invested a lot into air recently. We have 2 air factories with assistance. So maybe we'll see T2 air before T2 land. No, we won't. Here's T2 land. T2 air wouldn't be a bad shout, I think. Could put a lot of pressure. But he is going to be under a lot of pressure from T2 land here. There's so many pillars about. Oh, there's the other radar. It's not built though, but we can select it thanks to a recent patch. Another support factory, this time in the expansion, but look, he's lost all these mexes to just T1 land raids. So Zlo losing so much mass to the T1 land is... it's quite nasty for him. Thomas has had more, has 6,000 more total mass, and also, well, yeah, he's just had more generated mass for virtually the entire game, and he's also stolen reclaim. He has more reclaim than Zlo. So looking okay for Thomas right now. He's making now the range gun, probably followed by the speed gun. Now, Zlo should finally be able to take his expansion. Let's look at the army though. We have 100 Aurora. 100 Aurora. 1 Obsidian. Zlo, meanwhile, 25 pillars and a lot of them on the left side. So maybe he should regroup here into a slightly better formation. He should bring some land scouts with him. Because this force could go deep here. It could go the whole way through the expansion. Maybe a riptide or 2 to come across the water and raid here would be interesting. But this looks scary. We need to maybe, in lieu of land scouts, bring this engineer forward, place some more forward radars behind the tanks, and also there's decent reclaim being left. We have 2 dead pillars here and an army of dead Aurora. So now is the time for Zlo to really do damage and come back into this game. He lost a lot in that T1 phase, but his T2 phase is going to be far stronger because Thomas delayed his T2 for so long. And now Zlo is going to have a far superior army with so many T2 units fighting only T1 units in the vast majority of cases. Watch these Aurora get melted. They just disappear. That's the thing. They're just gonna die. They have no shields. There's as many pillars as there are Aurora there, so what can you possibly expect when a pillar costs 4 times as much? It's gonna be devastating. More ecoing T2, 2 T2 mechs on the cliff right about now. No TMD. And no TMD for Zlo either, so risky. And now double gun is finished for Thomas. It's time to make it work for him. Zlo has no upgrades. Thomas needs to get in and kill as many pillars as he can, because otherwise I don't see how he can actually catch up on units in terms of useful units right now, because these Aurora, one, they're almost, well, he's lost quite a lot of them. but they're just not going to be useful versus pillars, really. We have a lot of obsidian production, but we still have some aurora production, and he's also stalling. Losing his expansion did not help with the stall. Attempted raid across the water is stopped in its tracks by PD. This looks exposed on the radar here. And now a scout going overhead. Maybe he will move in. This is usually the sign of an incoming attack, but actually there's a lot of pillars there. Instead, we're going for the air win, and that is a devastating air win. And T2 air is complete. We have a T2 transport and many T1 bombers. Weird that he goes for T1 bombers. There's a drop on the radar. Strange that he goes for T1 bombers and not gunships. This drop lands. What is on it? Probably a couple of... oh, just one pillar and an engineer. So he's going to lose. Well, hydro. Radar goes down to the artillery, and a couple of mechs is going to go down. This ACU with the double gun has been just completely avoided by Zlo. He hasn't given it any kills whatsoever, and look at this, 6 kills. I think he got all those 6 kills before he had any upgrades even. Getting some damage of his own, but oh no, some obsidians getting caught way out of position. And 2 of them go down. Obsidian's being dropped in, but they're going to be dropped right into the middle of an army that's going to murder them. Another pillar, another obsidian getting completely surrounded by pillars. And this looks nasty. We do have a PD to defend, but there's artillery. And Zlo is not running into this PD, but now the bomber's coming out. We have... oh, a T2 transport with 4 obsidians on it. Is this gonna... I guess it's just gonna try and defend this expansion. The Lobos should be targeted by the bombers to prevent them from taking out the PD. But it looks like... oh yeah, now this is gonna be a mass donation by Zlo. Nice drops, and time for Thomas to just move in on top of these, clean them all up. It's gonna be a lot of mass left. And now we have a decent number of obsidians. Now he did lose a few in bad trades, but he has a decent number now. And Zlo actually only has 28 pillars after losing quite a few of them. He's also building some T2BE. And he's starting T3 line. Oh, he's cancelled it. Once he got a couple of Sparkies, it seems. And he has the gun on his ACU. He assisted with this engineer, causing a bit of a stall. But Zlo now with the mass advantage, thanks to, well, damaging and actually recapturing the expansion. But here, look at all of these dead aurora, and some dead obsidians, and many dead pillars. So there's a lot of mass left here that Thomas can use to, well, put into units. He has too much production at the moment, so he really needs this mass to actually keep using units. You can see him now recycling T1 factories, and this factory should be building engineers to get the reclaim. In middle we have, oh, Thomas making the shield, it appears, and he desperately needs a radar more than anything else. Now his T2 air has only really been used for this T2 transport, which did a good job, but not an amazing job. Oh, that's an energy storage that went down. Pretty expensive. This is a risky attack here. We have 8 obsidians being sent forward, and that's into the darkness. I don't know how I feel about that. That seems like a huge risk. For what advantage? There's only a single mech in front of you. Turn around, dude. He has turned around. This radar goes up, shows him the reaction from Zlo, and he's lucky. So he nearly just wasted a huge portion of his army. We have 21 obsidians. That's 8 of them. You give those away, and you are in a really bad situation. Another P-gen going up. We still have really big mass stalls from Thomas. Sort of overbuilt his T2 production, I guess. It's low. Seems like he's slowed down his ecoing. Well, he has 2 mexes upgrading. And he decided against that T3 land. He was going to go for it, but changed his mind. And maybe all these T2 PDs would have given him plenty of time to actually make that T3 land work, but he has decided against it. He's still building all the T2 PDs though. So we shall see. He has just the gun now, but he's against a double gun commander, which also should have the shield. He's back assisting a T2 factory instead of being at the front. He's going to lose some obsidians maybe to overcharge. Oh, that just hit the ground. What is that hill? Look at that. There's just a tiny hill that's blocking the overcharges. Whoa. That's sad. These obsidians should be dead about 4 times over, but they're not. Now we have a lot. This obsidian army on the left now defending very well. He lost one, but look at this. 1 dead obsidian and then all of these dead pillars. I mean, and you can see because of the smoke coming off them, those are some of the, at least most of those are recent wrecks. 1 dead obsidian. Don't you dare tell me obsidians are a bad unit. Don't even try. Another T2 PGen going up, and T3 land 40% for Thomas, and T3 land just started for Zlo. Scouts flying overhead for Thomas. Doesn't see the economy on the hill. He could probably guess there's T2, but he has no idea how long this has been T2. Doesn't even know if it is T2. It's quite important to scout the economy on the cliff, because sometimes it's actually upgraded. Well, it's usually you upgrade the base and then you upgrade up here. That's often the way it goes. Thomas upgraded 2 here, then upgraded these mexes, and then upgraded base mexes, so can be different, but usually these are high priority for upgrading, more so than either of these expansions. Certainly this one, but definitely even more likely to be upgraded. More likely to be upgraded before these ones as well. T2 from Zlo now. Zlo with TMD in his base, just 1, and it's sort of over to the right, so we could have a TML from the left, but he seems pretty confident. Over here we have this obsidian army is very, very powerful. There's also a lot of mass here that we need Thomas to grab. A lot of pillar wrecks. Looks like he's grabbed some of it. The obsidian wreck has disappeared. But 16 obsidians. You see this army here? I'm pretty sure he could just walk over that army. Now one thing he doesn't have is any... Oh look, he has a lab in there. One thing he doesn't have is any mobile shields, no asylums. But now we have the Harbinger is out. We have very even economies. Zlo maybe slowed down his ecoing again. He has so many PDs. A lot of defenses, and Zlo really likes to use T2 PDs like this on maps like this. Getting some free kills here. And a lot of T1 PDs as well. Commander in middle. Thomas has not used his commander's now at the why is his commander, which has double gun and shield, just look at that. It has 7 kills. I remember it had 6 kills when he had double gun, and those kills were from basically when he was a T1 commander. Now he has 7 kills, and he's building T1 anti-air. Really strange ACU usage. That's a... Oh, he's flying the transport directly over 2 flaks. The transport nearly dies. It's still alive, but now it flies and is very quickly killed. And that is... what, like 1500 mass delivered to Zlo. And Zlo going for the T3 MMLs, the spearheads. We do have one volcano TMD, but it's not under the shield. Harbs being dropped to the front. I think Aeon T3 phase is quite tricky since the balance patch. I think you actually really need a very kind of complicated army composition for Aeon. You can't really simply rely on the amazing Harbinger anymore. But I think keeping obsidians from the T2 stage is really important, because I mean obsidians are so good. Your opponent can't go into range of obsidians, really. It's devastating when they do. But you have so many options, you see, because all the Aeon units can move and shoot at the same time. So you have snipers, T3 RT, obviously Harbs can move and shoot. But I think you really need a mix, and even the obsidians can be nice on the T3 stage to stop just units running over you. And of course you need asylums in there as well. So I think snipers, T3 artillery, Harbs, they're all important units in the T3 stage. I don't think a single unit spam is gonna be that good. Thomas trying to get a raid pass, trying to run past these T2PDs, which, oh, they're slightly out of range. They don't reach to the edge here. But, oh, there's more T2PD. There's so many T2PDs everywhere. And, see, there's a huge investment, 7,500 mass invested. Now we have Aeon MMLs taking out T2PDs here, which is nice. Zlo trying to react and kill them with T1 bombers. And now the Obsidians are moving in, maybe a bit too soon, because the PDs have not been taken out, but there's 22 Obsidians, and they have a shield. Shield now gonna go down, but look at this. He can actually run over this. Watch, look at all the pillars, they're already melted. And he can just run over this and reclaim all of the shit. We have 19 Obsidians, so he lost maybe 3. And I think retreating was a bad decision though. He should just run over it, not allow free shots from the T2PD. This army is so powerful. He can just run on through. In middle we have snipers. There's MMLs firing into middle. Still a volcano. I think the previous one may have gotten killed. Thomas is making the heavy shield right now. Maybe he will finally kill something with that commander. 3 T3 support factories here. And yes, there go the Obsidians pushing through. They are having difficulty with the T1 PDs though. And I don't know, well, it's just so much damage on the walls. But still, a huge number of the Obsidians lived. You can see he lost, what, like 8 maybe? And he doesn't even know about this this PD over here. Do have a T2 radar in mid, that's nice. See how much vision he gets. It's quite a lot. Now, one thing I don't see is really TMD. We don't have TMD here, here, here. There's one in the base, there's one in middle. That's not advisable. Zlo now has a shield of his own, so the epic absolver would be a great option, and he's making one out of this forward T3 factory. Forward T3 factory, I mean, especially this far forward, is kind of risky. I mean, that build power is expensive. And it could easily go down. It doesn't have that much HP. But look at this. Zlo's going to lose so much shield. Look at this. He's already lost 10,000 off his shield. Some of it was from snipers. A lot of it, though, was from the absolvers. T2 mechs in this position, protected by TMD. These... Oh, it looks like the Harb actually Harp actually did get through here. Maybe this harp that went through here didn't die to the PD. It actually got through and killed T2 economy, and now Zlo's struggling for vision, and units are getting past him. The T2 PDs have gone down. Without vision, of course, next to useless. 17 Percy's out for Zlo though. That's quite a scary force. 16 Harbs. And look at this. I like that he retreated there and didn't keep sending those units in. I think he lost vision, but also he's afraid that his mid position will go down. Oh, losing some snipers there. But he needs to pull back and defend, and also there's only 2 on mexes in this position. Now he's moving in to attack the air, but Zlo will almost always keep his inties beside flax, and I suggest you do the same to prevent those air losses. Oh, we have TMLs flying? Is that what? Where? What? That was... Oh, maybe it's the spearhead firing wildly. Swifty's going after the strap bomber, which has killed a T2 mech here. And now, yeah, the strat goes down and leaves a lot of mass. I don't know if Zlo can actually get that though. He needs to try, however. Okay, this ACU needs to get into the fight and start overcharging these Percys. He has a lot of storage. He also has many T2PDs doing great work. Look at the damage these guys have done. And this ACU, it can overcharge Percys all day. Also, Obsidian's getting in on the action, doing a lot of damage. I hear another strap bomber. I think it just dropped on shields though, and another 1700 mass dropped in the base in middle, right under the T2PDs. We have so much mass here, and all reinforcements need to be sent to the middle because there's so much mass there. Just so much. Look at this, we have like 25,000 mass here. Percy Rex, Pillar Rex, and now with the... But now that the TMD is gone, holy crap, 4-star Spearhead. It's going to kill all the PDs, going to kill the radar as well. This attack on the left could be dangerous. It's forcing a reaction. You can see the units can't be sent to mid. They have to retreat and defend, but Percys have so much more range. Oh, yeah. Difficult without shields to really use Harbs against Percys. The snipers are gonna do great, and T3 arty, but Harbs versus Percys is a difficult one. Another strat comes out. The strats have been underwhelming so far. Actually, wait, did he... Okay, I'm at +1. This is not helping. Now, what did the strat kill this? I think the strat might have killed it. And that hurts, and there's also almost no reclaim left in it. So maybe it got overkilled. And oh, the strat is baiting the air in. Thomas turns around, retreats. Still has a really powerful commander, but this commander still is not killed that much. But he has to be really careful because with T3 air out, there's now 2 strats, another strat coming towards the base. What is it aiming for? Oh, the shields have gone down. For what? Oh, they come back online just in time. And there's also a SAM. Yeah, there's a SAM, and there's also T3 mobile anti-air. You have an attempted attack on the right here, but all of these PD just murder the Harbs, and there's 3 TMLs here, or rather there were. One of them died. 2 more took a couple of shots but are alive. These can be bombed. They need to be bombed. Let's look at the... Well, we're really struggling for power now, or rather we have so much building power that we're struggling. Another raid being successful. Oh, the T1 engineer is taking so much attention, allowing PDs to do more damage. Those are only T1 mexes dying though, and still no vision forward. Oh, this T2 PD is still alive from so long ago. These TMLs can be really dangerous. See that T3 factory is dead. T1 factory in middle goes down. Needs to build, well, to just reclaim instead of building factories, I think. And Thomas is so afraid of air, he's now in the water and building T1 anti-air. The TMLs are flying everywhere. This can die, this can die. Oh, and the strap bomber, what is it doing? Strange. It's another huge chunk of mass. And restorers for Thomas. Should go after these TMLs and take them out quickly before they do any more damage. This can be killed by, I mean, most likely, I think at this angle he would get past the TMD, but unless he fires immediately, there's no chance. And oh, maybe he can get the shield. He can place the shield over it. Doesn't look like it though. I hear a strap bomber, but where? I think it just died. Oh, we have 2 dead mexes in the base. Look at all the strat wrecks. We have 3 of them here in the base. 1 over here. And another one on the way. T3 air production going up. And look at this. 190k mass to 191. So even, there's still all of this mass in middle has basically not been taken. The Harbs could take it. The Harbs could be reclaiming. They're not going to reclaim very quickly, but if they're just idle, then it wouldn't hurt. Over here, no flak. And the Restore goes to work on the T2 mexes. And we have a big number of Perseus moving in a terrible formation, and they're actually getting sniped, but there's only 2 snipers. I mean, that's not really gonna put that much of a dent in this force, and if he doesn't keep retreating, he is going to lose them. There goes one, and the other one is not going to get away either. Harb goes down, the leading Percy dies, but those 3 T3 units have died. Restorer is going to be dispatched, and they will nibble at the HP. Now the shield defending the anti-air and the T2 mechs, allowing some damage to be done to the restorers. And Zlo is moving in middle, and there's a lot of harbs. There's a lot of damage done by those strats, but he's right in the middle of all these harbingers, and now he's getting focused. One harb dies to overcharge. Where are the strap bombers? They've retreated. They're not dropping on the harbs anymore. And he's actually so low on HP, 10,000 HP now. A Percy comes in trying to kill the harbs, but they're still alive. Oh no. That is... oh, look at this. He just killed this whole expansion. Damn. Now... oh, well, that's a bit anticlimactic, unfortunately. But a very nice game. And now, even if Zlo, say, that strap bomber kept dropping and killed the harbs, and maybe Zlo got a vet level and survived, I think he still would die, honestly, to the restorers. Now we have like 5 restorers here, and there's only a few ASF, and so the restorers would do pretty well versus those ASF. I think it would kill them, and I think Zlo would die anyway. Maybe 1 vet level could have saved him, but really, oh, he just walked into the middle of a lot of T3 units, and that is unfortunate. He goes down, and Thomas wins. Well played, Thomas. and well played, Zlo. Hope you enjoyed this game, and you can check out the next one. Ooh, damn, Zlo had 2 T3 mexes. That was the exact time you don't want to die. Thomas has half a T3 mex versus that. Lost both his expansions, and I think Zlo snatched defeat from the claws of victory, as they say. So, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.